Association, and today we have a really exciting guest. This is Ryan.
Hello.
Ryan is a registered acupuncturist, and he's also an herbalist. So today we are here to ask him about a couple of questions about business knowledge and his experience. So Ryan, just to start off, can you tell us how you became an acupuncturist and what made you want to be an acupuncturist?
Sure. My clinic is Avenue Acupuncture. We've been here about 3.5 years, but I've been practicing for 8 years now. I went to the Toronto School of Traditional Chinese Medicine. Before that, I had a degree in chemistry. And now in my clinic, we focus on chronic pain and degenerative vision loss. Your next question was how I chose to pursue this?
Yes, yeah.
Well, my whole life I've been doing martial arts. I've been doing Kung Fu specifically for about 20 years now. And we're taught in Kung Fu when you first start, then you're learning like theories like Qi and Yin Yang, 5 elements. And you use those theories to like punch and kick and hurt people that way. You get a little higher, you start locking people up with those same theories. You get even higher, you start manipulating pressure points with those same theories. And at the highest level, they tell you that acupuncture uses those same points and theories to help heal people in the same way. So I used to like hit people here to try and stop their breathing, but now I use acupuncture to help asthma and bronchitis and breathing conditions. So I thought that 180 of that energetic, all you need to do is like think differently, and what your intent is what does it. I thought that was incredible. So our bodies are so strong but so weak at the same time. And I just found the human body fascinating and what we can do without crazy machinery or drugs and other solutions. So I came from a martial perspective.
Okay, I see. And how long have you been an acupuncturist for?
8.5 years now.
8.5 years. So you're very established right now at this stage in your career. So what would you think about location and choosing the right location for your clinic? So, and do you have any thoughts about that?
I have lots of thoughts on that. Yeah, I've started a number of clinics, and I think the key is, so yeah, I started the same places as the naturopathic students too. You're fresh out of school. Yeah. Where the heck do I go now? Do I go back to my hometown? Do I go to a big city? Do I want to go to a small town where there's not as many people? A lot of decisions to be made, definitely. Definitely practice where you're going to be happy, for sure. Don't go somewhere just because you think it's a big business opportunity. I mean, I'm born and raised in Toronto, so I stayed here. That's where my family and friends are. So I didn't want to move just because of that. But having said that, I did do that at one point. That's why I know not to do that. I've had maybe practiced about 10 different locations before I actually started my clinic, and I think that's essential to get that experience beforehand too, of like practicing other places and see how other places are run too, working in other practitioners' clinics before you start your own as well too. So for example, the first clinic I actually started myself when I was up in King City. That's a small town near like Aurora. The benefits of there was that being a smaller town, there's no traffic anywhere. So I meet people, they say, oh, you're only 45 minutes away. Great, I'll come to see you. No problem. Yeah. So your span is a little bit bigger. At the same time, here in Toronto now, it's a little bit busier. People will only want to go to a few blocks to really see you, right? So, but again, it's more densely populated here. I practice in Burlington as well, which is a smaller town, and again, you can have like people from the suburbs, all over the places come to see you. But I wasn't happy there either. And I like Toronto. So again, practice where you like living. I didn't grow up too far from here, but the reason I chose this location is because I'm close to the highway. I didn't want to practice downtown because I feel like if you're downtown, you only see people downtown. I see a lot of people coming from out of town as well too. Some people come from other countries to see me as well too. When you start specializing, people come from all over to see you. So I want to be close to highway access, definitely, and have parking and access to the public transport system. So my locations kind of satisfies all those criteria. That's why I chose it.
Okay, so it's basically about where you're happy and what kind of client that you want, a patient that you want, as well as transportation, like how close and accessible.
Those are some of my main factors, yeah. And then of course you got to factor in how much rent you're willing to pay as well. But that goes with how many people you're able to see at the same time.
Okay, yes. Is there anything that you would have wished you learned before you started out after graduation?
Wished I learned?
Maybe on a business aspect or just like practice management?
Well, the thing is, all these things you're going to have to learn like in the trenches, essentially. Business-wise, you got to kind of learn it as you go. I feel like even if I was prepared beforehand, I still would have made the same mistakes. You got to make mistakes, definitely, and you got to embrace those. So don't be afraid of doing things wrong at first. That's why you practice other people's location too, doing things wrong in their name instead of your own. I mean, if you want to, I was fortunate because when I was in school, it was impressed upon us, just like you guys, that business skills will become important too. So even when I was in school, I was part of a practice management coaching team. So I was, for 2 years, I was part of this coaching program. It's a chiropractic coaching program. I learned from chiropractors because I find they're like more alpha and they have higher aspirations. Being an acupuncturist myself, I don't actually like most acupuncturists just because I find they're shooting way too low and they're not really giving themselves as much credit as they should. So I wanted to surround myself with people, higher thinkers essentially. And I find a lot of chiropractors seem to be of that higher level stage. A lot of them are athletes and they're willing to put in the hard work. And so the people I was learning from, they were seeing about 2,000 patients a week. So I thought, geez, if I can learn 10% of that, that's 200 patients a week. Yeah. So for 2 years, I was going to these meetings and training programs, and training cells and calls and things like that, and learning how to run a successful practice while I was still in school. So I found that to be very beneficial. I would recommend coaching to practitioners as well, whether you're in school or out of school. I mean, you're in school right now to learn the medicine, might as well get coaching on how to practice the business as well too.
So in our program, there's a aspect called preceptoring, and I'm sure you also has experience with that.
Yep.
Did you also preceptor under some chiropractors while you were doing this coaching?
Yeah, so the reason I went to Burlington is to work under another chiropractor who was like one of the head guys in that coaching field. So I worked for him to essentially learn how to practice properly and how to retain patients, how to get new patients, and how to manage the flow and everything. There's a lot of skill to that. It's not always what you say, it's how you say it, and it's how your practice flows as well too.
Those are all very valuable advice for us.
Good.
And what are your thoughts about naturopathic medicine, like us as students? And do you, what's your opinion on a recent graduate or a naturopathic student that wants to partner with an acupuncturist? How would we go about that? And what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, what do I think of naturopaths? They're great, obviously. I mean, I'm so jealous of the name too. Patients just think, oh, I need medicine, but I want to go the natural way, the natural path. I'll go to a naturopath. So I'm jealous you guys have locked that name down. That's great. But yeah, it's great. You take everything naturally and put it all into one. I actually wanted to be a naturopath myself before. When I was in university studying chemistry, all my prerequisites are geared towards going to CCNM, and but mostly because I wanted to learn the acupuncture there. And so, because I said I was doing the martial arts, I was fascinated in acupuncture. I figured ND, it's near a doctor still, you get the doctor title, it's very official, and you learn a whole bunch of other stuff at the same time. I thought it was great. When I actually talked to a naturopath that just graduated though, I told her how excited I was to apply. I want to learn acupuncture, all the theory, all the techniques, and become a master at it. She said, you're not going to learn too in-depth the acupuncture, and you'll learn kind of basic like cookbook recipes and things like that. And I was kind of disappointed, but she said, if you want to learn acupuncture, I'd suggest just go learn acupuncture. There's a number of schools you can learn just acupuncture and specialize in that. I didn't know it was an option, but I explored that and went to school, and here I am now. So that conversation changed my life. But if for those that want naturopath, I think it's a great choice. I work with some naturopaths. I actually see a naturopath myself every month or so. I go for the IV.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a lot of merit to it, definitely. Who can't see that? Your next question was
about
how can they partner,
the
right?
student, if they want to partner.
It's pretty easy. You just ask someone. Don't be afraid. Just ask, like, hey, are you looking to have an associate work under your clinic and rent space from you and pretty much give you extra income? I mean, it's extra income to the practitioner, essentially, right?
That's true.
I think it'd be good to work with non-naturopaths as well, too, just because you're willing to get more referrals that way. If you work with a naturopath, who knows how many patients they might refer to you, unless they're really busy, right? But a person like me, I'd refer more people to naturopath just because you don't do you do what I don't do.
Exactly, so it's that balance.
Exactly, yeah.
You can refer to you, and then you refer your patients
It's
to us.
yin and yang all over
Yes,
again,
exactly.
yeah. But I'd say just ask them. Don't be afraid to just contact. When I first started in Toronto, all I'd do is walk up and down the streets that I like practicing. I'd see, oh, I like the look of that clinic, or this clinic looks busy. I'd walk in, I'd just ask them, are you taking associates? That's
So
all there
it's
is to it.
just like that. Like
It's just like that, yeah.
initiative.
Yeah.
And do you think we should start doing that in our final year, or just even as early as we can?
If you're looking to start practicing, then yeah, because they're not always ready to take new associates just like that. You got a space for you, right? But sometimes they're saying, yeah, this person's leaving in 3 months, so you can start then. Or we're rebuilding and we got another room for you. So yeah, it'd be worth it to just a few months before you're graduating or ready to get your license to go out and check out a clinic that's worth it for you.
So it's all about just taking that step and then just...
You're going to find most of the practice just taking that step, getting outside your comfort zone, and not being afraid to ask.
Yes, those are all really, really insightful things, and we often don't really get that from our classes because we're just focusing on the clinical education. So one final question would be, would you be able to give us some tips on marketing, maybe like social media, for example?
Sure.
What are your thoughts on that aspect of it?
Well, where to start? There's so many methods of marketing. Yeah, social media is a newer one. Don't be afraid to explore the traditional routes too, which is ads and papers, flyers, things like that. It's important to dip into everything, definitely, when you're first starting. You can do just one form, but it might take a little bit longer. When you're first starting, you have 0 patients. You have more time than you do patients and money, right? So don't be afraid to try the free things first, which is just like going out and talking to people. Joining network groups is very essential too. I joined one specifically called BNI, and that's worked wonders for me too. I get a lot of referrals from that. Other things like I do a lot of trade shows as well too, right? So that's setting up a booth at like some kind of event and just putting the word out that way. There's a skill to that definitely, but if you're able to learn that, it can be quite frugal. You can be a lot of good patients there too. Don't be afraid to hear no. I mean, keep in mind some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting though, right? You're going to see people that are ready to take their health into their hands. So if someone says they have a problem, and you say, "Oh, naturopath will definitely work for this. I studied this in school diligently. I know exactly what's going on." If they're not ready, that's on them. It's not on you though. So just be ready and just ready to treat people that are willing to be treated, essentially. Other marketing methods, of course, social media is great, definitely. That's another free one. And unfortunately, the internet is just full of it.
Yes.
So, but I mean, yeah, blasting your stuff out early, like stuff you're doing in class, it really can't hurt whatsoever. You can start a small following that way. Try and make a nice web page, but again, don't put too much money into anything right away. You can be a little bit frugal at first. If you find it's working for you, then maybe invest a little bit more. But you just want to see some return.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for agreeing to do this with us and for all of your really amazing input. Being a practitioner for 8+ years, you have a lot of really great wealth of knowledge. So on behalf of the Business Association, just wanted to once again thank you.
Thank you.
I learned a lot, so I hope you guys learned a lot from him too. And until next time.